What's going on, people? Welcome to United View, and we are at a little bit of a special little behind the scenes little event. You know what I mean? We've got to take you guys behind the scenes no matter where we're doing. We're out on the road, and we're here at Hotel Football with Manchester United's official eyewear sponsor, Maui Gym. We're going to be learning about the fundamentals and the importance of looking after your eyes. I need help with that, all right? Even though I've got good eyes, but I still can't, take it to heart. We have to learn, okay? We have to learn. I might get fitted up as well, get a little something. And we're going to be speaking to some Manchester United legends as well. Bryan Robson is here, Denis Irwin is here, and Wes Brown is also here. So let's take a look and see what we find. Just to Wes, you spoke about what it was like with Sir Alex Ferguson in terms of if he wasn't pulling your weight or you wasn't playing well enough, you'd be dropped. We've seen a similar thing with Eric, with a lot of players in terms of he doesn't care about names and what you've done in your career before. There's a real competition for places. We've seen Luke Shaw lose his place to Tyrone Malacia, Ronaldo's had time in and out, Casemiro had to bide his time but behind Scott McTominay, and now he's in. How important is that for Eric Ten Hag to instill that within the players, that there's no givens, you don't just get to play?
Early on in my career I was in and out, and if I had a performance where I wasn't playing well, I could easily miss 3 games, and then I'd have to put the work in training again, and then the manager would probably slap me over the head and say, right, you're back in. True story. But I like that way. It means you can't be slacking in any way. You always have to be on your toes, and I think at times over the years we've had players that just knew they were going to start, and that little battle between players is a major part for me.
There's definitely better competition in our squad for places now, isn't there, Robbo?
Yeah, I think you just look at Scott McTominay. Look, at most of our lads didn't have a good season last year, but Scott started the season really well. And deserve to stay in the team. Just because we buy Casemiro for a lot of money, the manager has sat there and gone, right, we'll introduce you into training, but I'm not throwing you straight in because Scott deserves to stay in the team. And I think that showed an example to all the players. If you're playing well, the manager will stick with you and he'll leave you in the team until you maybe let him down, or he just needs to change it a little bit tactically. But yeah, I think Scott and Casemiro was a perfect example of that. He's going to be fair with you if you're playing well.
Wes, thanks for joining us. You got your pair, you got a nice little snazzy pair. First things first, we're obviously here with Manchester United's official vision partner, Maui Gym. What type of sunglasses wearer are you? Are you bold? Are you minimal? Are you like, you need to have the best pair in the room? What do you go for?
Do you know what? I thought I was bold, but then I've seen these. They go with my hair. So I'm thinking summer, these are going to come into play. But they've got all sorts of styles, and that's what I like about it. I have got a few different pairs, but this style's probably my favourite.
It's important, isn't it? Eyewear and eye health. It's something that I take for granted all the time. I'm 34 now. I know you're a little bit older now, but I'm 34 now, and I'm like, I can see. It's all right. And recently I've had an eye test, and I thought, actually, I need to keep my glasses on. How important is it for players and just for anybody as well to keep on top of your eyesight, man?
I was exactly the same as you. Like we said, when I was young at the club, we got sort of specialist in, and I thought my eyesight was impeccable. But then you realise that, these little faults here and there, and nothing's perfect. So, I'd have my eyes tested quite often. And if I needed anything, any prescription, then I would use it. But luckily, I'm okay on that side of it at the moment. But, I think as somebody my age, and you've not wore glasses all your life, you don't really check your eyes. It's only maybe when something happens. So, Maui Gym help us with that. But like I said, I have constantly, as years have gone by, always every now and again had a checkup just in case, because listen, your eyes are very important.
Yeah, it's got to be done, isn't it? Especially when, like you said, you can either wait for something to happen and you start feeling headaches or eyes twitching and stuff like that. But don't wait. Go and get your eyes checked. You played with a lot of players who were fantastic with their eyes. Let's take Scholesy. Think Scholesy used to get his eyes tested and stuff, or was he just that good?
He probably had an invisible pair. No, I mean, Scholesy was, if you're talking about football, he was top class. And, you know, if you talk about players with vision, he's the first one that comes to mind. For me, he was the best at it. So, yeah, he could see things, he could see passes before, you know, other players did. And that's what made him so special. I'm not sure, I don't think he does wear glasses, so... You know,
maybe he's got contacts.
I'm pretty sure we just get tested though, so there you go. And that's the thing, you see.
He's always been 2020. To the current day, you know, we've had a decent start with Eric. Where the squad's building, we're trying to build in confidence. He's trying to find his feet. Players are finding their feet. How have you seen it?
I think it's been good. You know, it's not the finished article. I think the players he's brought in, I really like. You know, there's times when, you know, the team's giving us energy, and I like it. And then there's times when we've dropped off a little bit. So, you know, we're still at that point yet where we still have to work really hard. But, you know, we've got the quality there. We've got good players there. Martinez has been a fantastic signing.
On him, you know, you're relatively tall as a centre-half. You don't have that stigma attached to it like he does. He's small, he might not make it. You know, you played the game at the highest level. With him being small, is that a factor?
Mate, he's an international player, and it's as simple as that. But if you look how he plays, he's aggressive, he's always on his toes, you know. He doesn't give the striker any time, and I think we've missed a little bit of that, you know.
Yeah.
It's physical.
Aggressive, yeah.
Yeah, and, you know, when you're physical against strikers, it takes the striker's mind off other things, you know. He's wondering, where is he? Oh, he's on me again, he's giving me a little kick. You know, it's something that we've missed, I think, over the years.
Yeah, listen, Wes, it's been fantastic, man. Robbo, we're here at this fantastic event here with the official vision partner of Manchester United, Maui Gym. Vision, you know, it is so important, and it's something that me personally, I kind of just think, I'm all right, I can see, but it's so important, isn't it?
It really is important, and especially when you get my age. But yeah, I've had my eyes tested by them, and you know, I wear their glasses for reading, that type of thing, and it's amazing the difference that it makes. But even with the sunglasses, you know, when you're driving your car, it's really important that, you know, you protect your eyes, so then you can see a lot better when you're driving. Otherwise, you could, with the way winter sun is, you could easily get yourself into.
That's my biggest flaw, that, Robbo, because I think I'm like, I'll only bring my sunglasses out if it's hot. If it's hot and it's summer, sunglasses. But actually, driving in the middle of winter, but like you said, the sun's out, you're driving, I'm on the motorway all the time, you need it.
Yeah, winter sun is really dangerous, I think, as far as driving is concerned. But no, it's the quality of the sunglasses as well. And not just the sunglasses, the reading glasses. I mean, I've got a pair. They're really strong. They went through a lot the way I'm rough with glasses.
He's smashing them up.
But yeah, but your vision is, it's so important that you keep on top of your eyes, and you know, you have tests because people can really improve it, and these are a great company to work with, and they give a great service.
As a player, you know, you played in midfield, you talk about your periphery, they even sometimes say you need eyes in the back of your head. I know you didn't quite have that, but how important was it, you know, vision-wise, to keep on top of it, and, you know, for players to be doing that as well and looking after their eyesight?
Well, it is. I mean, Sir Alex, when he first came to the club, he brought a lady in who was testing the boys all the time, you know, to see what your periphery vision was like. And then you could do actual exercises on the weakness in parts of your eye, which for me is amazing that, you know, you've got parts of your eye which could be better, and then they can give you an exercise which can improve that and just make you see better. And so footballers, well, it's important for anybody, but for footballers on a football pitch, it's really important of your vision and how much you can see which is going on around about you.
Are you a sunglasses guy? Are you big and bold? Are you small little subtle ones? Is Robbo flaunting his eyes? You know, step in the room. Here's my glass. What you got?
is that big and
Okay, I'll say that's medium. That's sleek. Yeah.
That's what I like to be. I like to be in between. No big pink ones or anything like.
Have you always been like that as well, or was that as you got older you kind of changed your style, or was you more extravagant when you were younger?
No, always been like I am, boring. But no, hey, as long as the sunglasses keep the sun out of your eye and you're enjoying yourself on a beach somewhere, nothing better.
Lastly, Rob, before you go, I've got to ask you about the current squad, how we're doing. We've had a mixed start, but we're building in confidence under Eric. I know you spoke about it earlier, about it's a work in progress. How are you seeing it with him, and how the players are buying into his early methods?
No, from the first couple of games, I think it was a learning process for Ten Hag. I think he took it on board, especially the Brentford game away. I've watched him in pre-season training, and he works really well on the training pitch. He's very disciplined with the players. So for me, with the results and everything, City are one off because they can do that to anybody. But I think it is a work in progress, but we're improving.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time, Robbo. Really appreciate that, mate. Dennis, thanks for having a chat with us here. We're here with Manchester United's official eyewear partner, Maui. Jim, first of all, I've got to ask you, I asked Robbo, he gave me an answer, and so did Wes, what type of sunglasses wearer are you? Are you bold, are you loud, or are you more subtle? What are you?
More subtle. I'm not a loud person at all. Listen, I love walking in the sun. I'm not a sunbather. Hence I need some really good glasses, and Maui Jim are really good for me. But I'm not that type of personality at all. Depends on personality, surely, doesn't it?
Absolutely, because I know some people are going for the loudest in the room, and some people literally just wearing them so they don't have to squint.
Yeah, absolutely, that's me.
Just making sure the eyes are covered. As a player, though, you spoke about it up there, about the importance of that and the work that the players had done back then. I know things have moved on now. Yeah. How important is it for players to make sure they are checking their eyes and they're on top of that?
Well, it's huge. I'm just thinking there, in 1994, 95, we brought a young lady in from Salford University, Gail, who sadly passed away. And to put a pun on it, it was a bit of an eye-opener. To do eye test back then, and reactionary test, and check which eye was stronger than the other. And if you played on the right, your left eye was always stronger because you were looking in field all the time, that peripheral vision. If you played on the other side, obviously your right eye was more important, and it was you had to balance them out. But we used to do different tests, and that was 30 years ago, amazing. So you can imagine the technology that's moved on from since then. So, but it's great that we were probably one of the first teams that ever embraced that kind of thing, vision on a football field. Now, Paul Scholes didn't need that.
Do you know, it's so funny you say that. I literally said the same to Wes. I was like, do you think Scholesy was getting his eyes checked and that? And he said, I think he still gets them checked now, but he must have he bore me 2020, innit?
No, but Paul Scholes didn't need them tests. I'm sure he didn't take any tests, and if he did, nobody would be catching him, because his vision was incredible, really. He knew exactly what he was doing before anybody else did. He knew he had a picture in his head because it was there within his eyes and all that. So he didn't need that test, but certainly some other players would have done.
You spoke about, there was exercises that you can do to actually make one of your weaker eyes or some of the things you're struggling with actually improve. What was that like? And did you believe in it at the start, or you did it and then you realised actually there was stuff that's changing?
No, we did it, and then so there was a little thing that was just a reactionary test, but then there was like lights that used to light up on a big wall, and you had to look at the wall and do things, different angles, stoop down and all that. It sounds so easy now, doesn't it? You probably press the thing on your phone these days and away you go. But to us, it was a bit. You always want to embrace something that might give you a slight advantage, and it was just different at the time.
I want to ask you about the current day. Our fullbacks, you was legendary fullback, if not the best in Manchester United's history for me. You're so famous for using both feet, and Eric Ten Hag spoken about Anthony trying to go both ways, and you've both feet. At fullback, and just as a player, how important is it to be, really composed on both feet? Because now it's spoken about like it's not a normal thing. Oh, he's really good with his opposite foot. But in your day, it was second nature to you.
Well, it was. I was lucky that I was fairly two-footed. If you look at the modern day, I wouldn't call them wingers, but wide men who tend to come in, play on the opposite wing, like Anthony does for us, or Sancho or Marcus play on the left. It's a given that they come in and all that, but for fullback, I suppose it was quite different. I had Ryan Giggs outside me for such a long time. He was like my left foot, so not bad at all. And he helped me enormously. So But I was lucky enough that my left foot was good enough for me, because I played right back up to the age of 25. You know what I mean? Whether it was at Oldham or Leeds or playing for Ireland, and then played 1 year at United as right back, played right back in the European Cup Winners' Cup final at Barcelona. Signed Paul Parker.
And that was it, yeah?
And that was it. Got thrown over the other side. But luckily enough, I was capable, and Giggsy was just breaking through on that side as well. So that helped me an awful lot. But you could always work more on your weaker foot. Listen, you'll always go on your stronger foot if you can. That's part and parcel of human nature. But you can always work on your weaker foot and make it better. And they can do that now. The players that play in them wide positions, they can still work on his. Anthony can work on his right foot. Sancho and Marcus can work on the left foot and make it better.
Dennis, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much, man. We're here with Martijn from Maui. Jim, thank you for taking the time to speak to us. Amazing being a partnership with Manchester United. I mean, how has that been and how's it going?
It's been fantastic. It's been, we're now like a good 3 years, almost 4 years, and we're delighted. It's been a lot of fun, it's been very productive, we're achieving our objectives. They're a charm to deal with, and we get to do events like this, so very happy.
How have the players been, with the eye test, and we're going to go and do one in a minute, 'cause it is important. How have they been with looking at that side of it, and as well as the amazing styles that you have on offer as well?
Very good. I mean, it's an interesting one. I mean, it's something I had not thought of either, but when you talk to the medical staff, a lot of players are initially not that excited to get things tested.
Yeah.
Because what if the test is not great? And not that this test could have a real negative result for you, but as a player, thinking about your future, you probably don't want a lot of stats gathered like
Exactly.
that. So initially, not everybody was that excited about it, but in this case, it's all just about knowing how your eyes are protected against blue light or not. And it's not like suddenly, you're going to die tomorrow. It's more about, okay, what precautions can you take? What can you change in your lifestyle to just improve a little bit?
That's really important that you say that, because we were talking a little bit before we did this interview, and I'm a sort of person that if it's hot and I know it's summer, I'll go, okay, I need sunglasses. I'm going on holiday, I need sunglasses. It's not something that I would think in the winter I'm going to need. I spend a lot of time on motorways. I do a lot of driving for really far distances, and sometimes the sun will pop up. I'll put this windscreen down, and in fact, that's when you need your sunglasses.
Yeah, I mean, UV light and glare are around all day and in all circumstances. Just look at vacation pictures when you've been skiing. Why are the pictures blue? That's the UV light. There's more UV light there than probably on the beach, because there's not as much protection that you have. Or also, let's say, sort of typical day, Manchester, a lot of clouds. If you pay attention, your eyes are squinting. They're probably squinting more than when it's sunny. If you're in where I live in Spain, where the sun is way up, it bounces back up. It doesn't really get into your eyes.
Everything just seems bright as well.
Yeah, but here, a lot of times the sun is at an angle. The light comes to you in an angle, and then there's all these clouds bouncing around the light. That's a lot of glare. And if you try on a good pair of sunglasses, you see your eyes relax. You can focus better on the road. You probably want to pay attention to the lens color that you choose. But you can definitely benefit from good sunglasses on virtually every day of the year.
And lastly, Martijn, before we let you leave, what type of sunglasses wearer are you? Do you like big frames? Do you like subtle frames? Do you like loud frames? What type of sunglasses wearer is Martijn?
That's a good question. Definitely not loud. Definitely not. I am fairly classical, and I really pay a lot of attention to fit. I don't like a lot of weight on my nose, but I do like glass lenses. Glass lenses visually are still the highest acuity you can get. So we have quite a few frames where the balance between your nose and the other two touch points, which are the ears, is just optimal. Where it really spreads the weight, and you can have them on all day and you're relaxed. So those are the ones that I go for. And of course, especially the ones from the Manchester United collection to express our appreciation for the club.
Absolutely, there's loads that you guys can get as well, including a treble winning one as well, which really subtle details, which you guys will see throughout this video as well. Martijn, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. These ones are actually me as well. These are the ones. These are the ones.
Different color as well.
Do you know what? I just go for plain, because then it just goes with everything.
Just try them. Just be different.
All right, okay.
See this? Move down, nice.
I'll tell you what. We got a bit of caramel on the skin, a bit of caramel on the frame. I'll tell you what. So there you have it, people. That wraps up our time here with the official Manchester United eyewear sponsor, Maui Gym. As you can see, Yeah, your boy got a nice little, nice little, do you know what I mean? Polarized, polarized. But it was a very eye-opening session, as our legend Denis Irwin told us about. It was great to catch up with the legends, hear what they had to think about Erik ten Hag, and you know, Denis Irwin talking about fullbacks having to use both feet as well, just because he done it so easily. But big thanks to Maui Gym for having us, and Manchester United for inviting us down. And if you guys want to check it out, you guys know where to find it. Links are all in the video descriptions. We're out of here. Peace.